All I have to say is the first thing I noticed about you when I first met you was your hair. Every time you have some type of fight, you have like this cheetah leopard thing going on.
I don't know. It started off my first amateur fight. You know, I dyed my hair. I guess I got it from my wrestling background. Just a stupid thing I started off, and then I just started dyeing my hair cheetah print each fight, and I just kept it going. People remember me. People are always like, "Oh, you're the crazy kid with the hair." So it's a good little trademark I got. You know, people don't forget it.
So the biggest question I have really for you is, how did your MMA story begin?
I started off wrestler in high school, started off late, so I didn't get burnt out. Started off 9th grade. My 9th grade year I went undefeated till finals in district, junior high district. Still my first year. 10th grade I didn't get to wrestle. 11th grade I wrestled half a year. I got injured, and I really didn't have a good year. I was weighing maybe 175, wrestling 215. And then my senior year, you know, we got a new coach, Coach Mertz. That was my real first year of wrestling. I actually was taught how to wrestle. I was successful in it, even though I started very late. Didn't apply to colleges, didn't do any of that, so I found MMA. So I still had that burn in me to compete. So, you know, I was too small to play football, too small, you know, so I was like, I was a decent wrestler, I'm gonna try this MMA school out, let's see how it goes. Trained maybe 4 months, and I had my first fight, and I fell in love with it.
So you did no sports besides wrestling in school?
I played football in school. Senior year, I got injured, so I really didn't. I had so much success in wrestling. It was more like I found in my own. I found myself in wrestling. It helped me in life. It made me a better person, a better man. You know, football you get to blame everybody for making mistakes. This guy, that guy. So I fell in love with wrestling my senior year, really, when I was actually taught how to wrestle, and just I stuck with that. You know, I think that's the key to life for me. You know, I really found myself that year. So wrestling, I gave all the credit to wrestling.
Do you believe it's because it's more of an individual sport than that team sport that made it?
Definitely. I mean, still team sport. You know, you have your teammates. I was a captain. You know, you still have your teammates. You know, they're always your teammates. Your coaches are always there for you. You're there for them. But you know, when you're out there by yourself, you can't. It's all you. You know, everything's on you. And you just can't take that, win or lose or draw, you can't take that away from a person, no matter how hard, they work hard. Wrestlers, in my opinion, you know, work the hardest in high school sports, college sports, and it was just, that's what I really liked. It was all me. Teammate, you know, it's still a team sport, but it's all you on the mat.
So what was your hardest opponent in wrestling from high school till the time you transitioned to MMA?
Hardest opponent in wrestling?
Yeah.
Myself? Yeah, it's a cliche answer, but it's true. I could have been, you know, there was days I was probably one of the hardest kids, you know, most talked about kids, and you know, just mentally, you know, it's, you know, just myself is the hardest opponent. If I had to pick somebody else, I would have to say Max Bergen from East Stroudsburg South. He was just a tough big kid, and I think that was one of my first losses in my career. My first loss that really hit me hard. So I'll say Max Bergen.
So you like the challenge of being that small guy fighting bigger opponents?
I don't like it, but that's just how it happened. Ever since high school wrestling, I was always small for my weight class. Senior year, I did wrestle 189. I weighed in 182. As far as MMA goes, you know, weight division, obviously I'm 170, but guys I fought in, the majority of them have been bigger than me. You know, especially going up to this next level, the guys are just monsters, cutting down from doing. I walk around 180. I really don't have a hard time cutting weight. And, I mean, I'll eventually go down another weight class if I have to, but I'm not going to fix until it's broken.
But right now you're currently undefeated and you're taking on these mammoth fighters right now.
Yeah, currently 4-0 as a pro. Including my amateur career, I'm on a 7-fight win streak. So, I mean, it's bigger. I mean, some of them were bigger, some of them were my size. You know, just go out there and fight the way I know how to fight. Bigger, smaller. You know, I don't think it matters. It depends. I train hard, so So it really doesn't matter how much, how big the guys are, but I just train hard to fight whoever.
So almost every fight you take is almost like you're finding a part of yourself.
Yeah.
Soul searching.
Oh yeah, especially my first fight, my first pro fight was great. I went in there, dominated the fight. Second fight, dominated the first round. Diego Peclat from Brazil, tough guy. Dominated the first round, should have been stopped. Won all 3 rounds, I'm glad it wasn't. That fight was a gut check. First round, just punched myself out. I should have been stopped. Second round, he came out ready to fight again. I was gassed. Third round, I came back. I wanted split decision, but that was probably the hardest fight of my life, and I'm glad I got to experience that with a W. I learned something very valuable, and I still won. So I've definitely found a part of myself in that fight.
The one thing I do like about you and your fighting style is that since I've been following you, that first round you go 100%, 200%. You're trying to take the guy out.
Yeah.
Do you believe that's sometimes against you?
I don't believe it's against me if I'm smart about it. My second pro fight, I really wasn't smart about it, but that's just my style. I go in there pressure, try to get my second win quicker. I feel like I could grind out 3 5-minute rounds, 3 5-minute round decisions if I have to. I really pride myself in my cardio, my aggressive style, and it gets in their head. Anything can happen in the fight. I could gas out. I could get knocked out. Anything could happen. But I feel that if I put the pressure on the first round, that just sets the tone for the rest of the fight. If it goes 3 rounds, another round, or if it ends the first round. So that's just my style. I like going in there and giving it to him. I pride myself in my cardio. The one fight, that one fight really didn't show it. That's the first time it happened to me, but it happened. So I learned something, and I'm not going to change. I'm not going to fix what's not broken. Like I said before, I'm not going to change if I don't need to.
But the thing I like about you is, even though you have such a dominant wrestling style, you use it more defensively to try to keep the fight standing up from what I've gathered.
Yeah.
You're not trying to grind out. You're trying not to go to a decision.
Yeah, I want to finish fights.
Yeah.
I have a wrestling back. That's where I came from. That's my roots, wrestling. I just found I was such a decent wrestler in high school. I kind of pulled away from it. It was kind of a mistake, but also, retrospect, I have a good stand-up base now. I'd rather use my wrestling as defensive and bang out with the guy. I want to have an exciting fight. I don't want to have boring fights. I know it happens, even though I don't want it to happen that way, it happens. But I'd rather stop the take. I'd rather sprawl and brawl. That's what I like. I like stand up with the guy and banging.
Because the fans love that the most. Fans still aren't as educated as they should be. Kind of the bar type. Oh, I want to see a knockout. I want to see a knockout. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people, as a fighter and fan, I like knockouts. We like exciting fights, but sometimes, guys are going in there fighting hard opponents, and they have a game plan, whether it's a boring game plan or not. They should, most of the time they should stick to it. If it means W, if I'm fighting somebody, it's gonna bring it to me, and I have the opportunity to hold him against the fence and beat him up, take him down, let him up, take him down to win the fight. I'm gonna do it. I love, I want to be exciting, but there's certain guys out there that styles make matchups. If you have to change your style a little bit to win a fight, by all means. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
But there's one thing I do like with your last fight. When it got to the third round, when you finally shot in, you picked him up for that crazy power slam. That was quite impressive, sir.
Yeah, we were on the ground. That last fight, it was tough. That was a second fight in less than 2 weeks I had. So I wasn't throwing as much. I wasn't myself, people would say. But I was in his guard. I worked a lot in practice down in AMA. With a lot of the jits guys, a lot of good jits guys. I'm in their guard, instead of trying to escape, get caught somehow, just pick them up and slam them. Crowd loved it. That's my style. I like stuff like that. And I got out of his guard. I didn't have to sit there and maneuver myself, try to almost get caught in something else. So it was exciting. It was fun.
So who's your favorite mixed martial artist?
Favorite mixed martial artist? My favorite in my division, if I had to pick one, would be George St. Pierre. My favorite all-time fighter is Rampage. I love Rampage. He's just brawling wrestler, knocking people out. That's my boy.
He just comes to fight.
Just comes to fight. Win or draw, he's there to fight. So that's my boy.
What are your dreams in MMA?
You know, everybody's dream is cliche to be a UFC champ, be in the UFC. My dream is honestly to be the best fighter. Whether it's UFC, Bellator, I just want to be the best I could be, making a living, doing what I love to do, and that's fight. Obviously, you know, I want to make it to the UFC. That's what everybody, that's all the best fighters are. If I can do that, you know, but I just want to be the best fighter I could possibly be and make a living doing it. So that's my dream.
And what is your dream fight? Last question.
Dream fight? I mean, I would love to fight. You know, when I get, you know, when I can, and you know, get to. I would love to fight GSP, just because that's man. I want to. Even if, I don't care if it's now, later in life, a month from now. Just even if I get beat up, if he comes in here right now and says, "You want to fight, train?" Whether he takes me out, beats me up the whole fight or not, like that's gonna just see what you know what you got for the man. You know, the #1 guy in your division. So that would be my dream. I want to thank my sponsors, Higher Strength Nutrition, helping me with all my supplement needs. You know, getting me through my workouts. I want to thank Back to Basics Barbershop. I want to thank my strength and conditioning coach, Don Messing, No Limits Personal Training, my team, Team AMA, Mike Concedo, and my home, Team Chamber MMA, my coach, Don Chaffee, and just all my teammates, you know, for helping me push myself and make me what I am. So I want to thank you, too, for the interview.
Shatterstar Inc. International.
Shatterstar Inc. International.
All right, cool. Thanks, Rich, and I hope more positive things for you.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.